of Unreal Engine messing with me. But let's hop into game number 1 here and get everything set up as we go. Let's go ahead and get the camera turned off. That's probably the one thing that needs to go. That way you guys can see all the picks and bans. And after the camera is turned off, we'll turn off the music. Oh, let's go ahead and edit the audio, actually, while we're here. So you all can hear abilities well. And then we'll be good to go. Bump that, and we'll bump that to like there. There, yeah. That's the stuff. Alrighty, chat. We are here and ready to go. On the left-hand side here for the blue team, we have, you guessed it, Feed for Speed. The red team is no console players. First ban is going to be this Kukulane, something we saw pop off in the Hex Wumbo set we watched the other night. I think this is a really good pick in solo right now. It does a lot of damage, can just offer a lot of pressure. And then we're going to see a Medusa ban as well. Medusa, one of the top ADCs right now, which is surprising to see. Haven't really seen a lot of Medusa myself, but I know she has to be good right now due to the ability-based builds kind of popping off. So not too big of a surprise here to see Medusa banned away. We're going to see that followed up with a Terra ban. Terra, another god we see do really, really well the other night. And honestly, I think she brings a lot to the table, whether it's healing, CC, or the like. But overall, I do think it's a good ban here. This leaves it over now to no console players to see what they want to ban. And I'm curious to see, is there anything, are they going to go kind of by role? Are they going to ban towards a specific player here? Is kind of what we have to decide. We've already seen Kukulane and the Terra band, and we're going to see a Charybdis band going with the Hunters is no console players. And this is an interesting choice. Charybdis, I think, is also in a very good place. That CC immunity that her 3 provides, going into that little whirlpool, just feels good. And it has basically, it's immune during the pre-fire now, so you just can avoid everything. You don't have to worry about getting interrupted. Thor ban, a pretty typical ban to see. Obviously offers that semi-global ultimate that can just come crashing down and ruin any type of time that you're having, whether it's a team fight or just a gank over to your lane. So not too surprised to see that here. Now we await the last ban. Will it be another Hunter? I don't think it should be. I think if they're gonna ban, I would look more towards solo and mid here. And they are going to look, I would say, or you go Lance. So Lance is the one that's banned away. I think he feels really, really strong. And he's also playable in solo. We've seen that through Cardwell Legacy about a couple months ago. So not, a crazy ban, but Mulan's the first pick here. And Mulan has been dominant in the solo lane since this last patch dropped with the midseason. Mulan going to be feeling good. Provides a lot here. She has that nice self-heal. She has good CC. She has that grapple. Her ultimate allows her to get in, knock people up, and cause damage. You can also use it as an escape, so I think this is a good pickup here. It doesn't give up too much about your comp besides, like, hey, I have a good solo that's going to do some CC, and that always feels good when you're playing. Whether it's your carry, your jungle, you're the jungle player and you see Mulan, you're like, oh, I have someone to dive with me. So that's a good time. Overall, I do think it is good, and we're going to see what is the chef cooking over here in Steven Fire. The real question is, do they need the fire to cook? What are they making? What are they cooking over there for no console players? Feed for Speed. Already know what they want to do. How do we counter it up here? What I don't want to see here is duo pick together. I don't want to see, if this Hachiman gets locked, I don't want to see a Guardian with it. And we're not going to. We're going to see a Robin. And I like this. Robin, a great pick here because Robin can go solo or play jungle here. On her is the one that we're going to see as a response here from Feed for Speed. On her, a good pick. Has that CC immune ult. Is able to have a good bit of CC as well. Poseidon, and this comp's feeling interesting. I don't know about picking Poseidon into Robin here. Not something you usually see. Usually you see Poseidon locked and a Robin picked into it. He can avoid so much of what you want to do that you have to be doing this because you're wanting to kill everybody else on the team and let the rest of your team deal with the Robin, because that could be problematic. Vulcan is going to be hovered here instead. Vulcan still feeling pretty good with that turret. And, Earthshaker, not a bad team fight ult. Not a bad team fight ult. But we'll see. Do they decide to go back to the Poseidon? It's going to be a Persephone. We've all been duped. Persephone is the lock in here. Not something I've seen in a hot minute. And I love to see this pick. I think this offers a ton in the game. You have a burst damage galore. You have a teamfight ultimate that is good in lane, but it's especially good in the jungle. And this could be a pick that sets up everything. Now, we saw Discordia the other night, and I'm a little bit surprised not to see Discordia be more prioritized here, because Discordia is a god that just brings so much to the table here. And we have to see, does no console players value it? Because the passive just feels so good after the mid-season updates. But it's going to be a Sung Wukong here to play into the Mulan. Pretty safe pick. Does what you need it to do. Is annoying. Does well in team fights. Overall, not a bad pickup here. It doesn't have the CC that Mulan has, but does have that nice slow. And it tends to be a little bit more damage-oriented. We'll have to see the route that they go here. But now we await the next phase of bans and what's going to be prioritized here. You know, both teams have an ADC. Both teams have a solo. But no mid and jungle for Feed for Speed. And a jungle is what get banned first here. And it's going to be a Camazotz banned away. Camazotz, an absolute menace. Does a ton of damage and just becomes invulnerable for what feels like forever during Bat Out of Hell. So not a surprise to see that go away. In fact, I'm happy to see it gone. Sobek is the ban here for Feed for Speed. Go ahead and get rid of some supports here for no console players. Now back in their hands. Do they decide to prioritize another assassin? They do. They ban away the Hunbats. Huge teamfight ultimate would work so well with a Persephone and a Mulan and on her. And Feed for Speed responds with banning Toth away. You know, a lot of damage coming from Toth. Toth can play relatively aggressive or safe with that dash, because it goes a long way once you go through that wall. So good ban here, I think. I'm a little bit curious, though, because now I think there's some picks open that play pretty well. I mean, Agni's open. Morgan Le Fay's open. Maybe some more, we'll see. Kuzenbo is the hover here. And Kuzenbo is a god I like to see, because I do feel that we have shifted into a more crit-oriented meta. Though the games I watched the other night were not the case, but I do think crit feels a lot better than what it did before the mid-season. So Kuzenbo kind of dissuades that and says, hey, you're not going to build crit because I'm going to pop my 2, or I'm going to buy Thorns to go with it and become an absolute menace. So Kuzenbo, a god that's definitely good at the moment, and we'll have to see how that plays out here. Feed for Speed now thinking it over. What do they want to pick here? They need their support. They're going to go with Yamoja. Great pickup here. Has the healing. Goes great with that Mulan. And with that Persephone. I mean, the CC from this team, they have single target and AoE damage right now. They really need something big out of the jungle, I think, just to kind of burst people down. And there it is. It's a Thanatos, baby. Come flying in from the sky. That death from above comes crashing down, takes out a target. This could be what Feed for Speed needs. Feed for Speed looking right now to kind of run it down is what it feels like. And if they get a lead early, this could be devastating. I mean, Purse is going to take a while to get online. On her feels good early. Yamoja, I think, is pretty good all facets of the game. Maybe struggles a little bit in that first, like, 5 to 7 minutes. But Thanatos is feast or famine. So if he's feasting, they're going to be having a good time. If not, it could be a little bit rough. But the rest of the team does a lot here. And we can't just forget about the silence that Thanatos brings to the table. A Hades is the hover here. We can have a husband and wife matchup in the mid lane. Persephone versus Hades. Not something I would expect to see, but could be insane. I am curious to see. It does get locked in. A Hades into Persephone. Holy smokes. All right, well, let's hop in to game number 1 of Feed for Speed versus the no console players here for Albion Giants League Week 3 Ferendum Division. And I'm excited to see how this plays out. I mean, how often you get the husband-wife matchup, you know? How often? That's a lot of stars on Kuzenbo, Halo Gamer. That is just a few stars. Holy smokes. Kuzenbo is the play, apparently. All right, let's get everything set up. Wait for everybody to load in. get everything set up. We gotta get everybody loaded in so we move stuff around. We're waiting on McLovin and Choco Wubba. There we go. Now we can move everything around. So we listen to that sweet, sweet Smite music. There we go. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Pause. Chat. I want you to look right here. And that's a Tainted Steel. If Cursed Weaver is built in this build, I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to be so excited. If we have a Cursed Weaver believer in this game, in Steven Fire, I am going to be just out of my mind ecstatic. I'm just letting y'all know. Okay, moving on. Sorry. I've been preaching the Cursed Weaver tech. We have to get more Cursed Weaver believers. And I think it's even better on mages now and probably worse on guardians, but man, I have been pushing for that to be like a thing, and I want it to be a thing. I'm gonna do this so often that people are gonna like. I'm gonna start getting memed upon. We do have a short pause here at first, so we're gonna have to wait just a second. But while we're waiting, we'll put it down to ×4. We look at what they're building here. You know, Solo's book going Bluestone. Bluestone relatively strong right now. Nothing too crazy. Eye of the Jungle here for, honestly, who else? Did receive a buff. I think it's in a much better place than it was before. Seer the Jungle is kind of insane, honestly. And then you have Bumba's Dagger. Another item we don't get to see as often as I'd like to. I'm glad to see it kind of rising back. Tainted Steel, we all know how I feel about that item. And then Conduit Gem for our Persephone on Valkyrie here. Benevolent Sentinels for the supports. And overall, a pretty interesting start. But both of the ADCs are going Gilded Arrow this matchup, which is not something we saw the other night when we were casting. So excited to see a little bit of a switch up here in ADC. And I'm expecting this means we're going to see some crit as Foxy Grandpops really gets pushed in with the Kuzenbo there. And whoo-wee. Could be a thing. Back over in this area, we have Chubbawubba here in the mid lane fighting with Valkyrie. And this could be a first blood early. It is. Halo Hawk picks up the first blood, but honestly, who else went in, tried to turn it around, is able to do so. Hollow Hawk does eat a tower shot there, though, so that could be a little bit problematic over time. But that is what it is. Over in solo. Oh, it's Hades solo. What am I talking about? Why did I... Wait, is this Wukong? Oh my god, I've been duped. This is Wukong mid? Oh my god, dude. I have been absolutely tricked. I deserve everything right now. Oh my goodness. I wasn't paying enough attention. Wukong mid is a pick. And I think it could pay off well here into the Persephone because it's not going to allow Persephone to kind of punish what you'd normally see in the mid lane. And they're going to have to pay attention to it. They're going to have to give it its respect. The Tainted Steel for Hades makes way more sense now as a gank comes through on the right-hand side. Hollow Hawk getting absolutely active yet again. Picks up another kill right at the tower line. Going to take Double Mumble off the map, and Double Mumble is not going to like that. The last thing you want to do is see a Hades get a lead here. Meanwhile, over in the duo lane, they are boxing it out. Grandpops is getting ran down a bit. Isn't going to be found, but now Gamer, Halo Gamer pushing McLovin into the wave, getting a little bit of damage on the Yamoja, but that Yamoja going to be able to heal with those autos and then follow that up. But Foxy Grandpops cannot stay here, needs to get back to that tower just for some safety. This is going to open up a Naga for the dual lane of no console players, and they're going to be pretty happy about that. This is going to push their gold lead and their lead in general, which will feel pretty nice. Steven Fire under a little bit of aggression here, but guess what? He's Hades and the lifesteal things, along with the Tainted Steel. I don't think Double Mumble has too much of an advantage right now. Honestly, who else trying to make a rotation over to do something, but there's nothing to find for the time being. Ooh, off the mark was Double Mumble. If that pull goes off, maybe we can talk about a kill. But for now, it's going to be the invade setup here by Feed for Speed. He's going to be able to dash over the wall. Halo Hawk is here. We're going to get a fight over the buff. Confirmed by Feed for Speed, but is it going to cost him anything is the question for now. Steven Fire gets the ultimate, pulls him in. Oh my, it's kills across the board. 3 for nothing for no console players. Has to feel pretty good here. 2 kills on the solo side, 1 kill in mid. All they lose is a blue buff, but guess what? They get to go invade and get their own. You cannot complain if you're no console players. You're feeling pretty good at this moment. Halo Gamer now pushing back McLovin into that wave, setting up Chef is Cooking for some damage here. Now Foxy Grandpa's in trouble yet again. Halo Gamer picks up the kill after the dash in by Chef is Cooking. Oh my goodness, 6-0. You can now see the 9.5 revert in works here. And Feed for Speed is doing what their name intends. And eating a lot of kills here. Just, you know, bestowing the enemy some kills. Sometimes that's the way of the road. Steven's Fire has a level lead here in the solo lane. And now playing up into Double Mumble. Double Mumble just cannot clear as fast on this Mulan for right now. Soon that might change, but for now, it's just going to be the menacing fortune of Steven Fire. This Wukong pick that kind of, you know, tricked them is paying off huge for Choco. Choco Wubba actually having a good time here. Already has the Jotuns online. That 20% cooldown, so it feel pretty good. You see the ADC is slowly but surely working their way, so is Devos. Hollowhawk now fighting with, honestly, who else here on the camps. This fight, I don't think goes the way of honestly who else right now. Honestly, who else has to ult their way out of there? Going to look for a place to maybe to crash down and get aggressive, but there's nowhere to be found. Has to just walk away. Hollowhawk. Oh my goodness. Another solo kill here for Steven Fire on a Double Mumble. And this is bad. Now your Hades is 2-0-2. Feed for Speed are having a bad time. All right, hold on a second. I understand that you all want assisted cam, but I'm doing production by myself, and I generally don't do it. I will try it, but when it goes bad, I'm going to switch it back, and it's just going to be something that has to be dealt with. Just as a heads up. It's not me trying to be a jerk. I just usually cast with free cam on my own. So, heads up. I'll try assisted, but last time I used assisted, I was not a fan of it. Now Choco getting aggressive here in the mid lane. Hollowhawk's been very aggressive so far. Pings are coming through. They know, honestly, who else is here. But honestly, you can't find a way in. You can't find the farm. You're trying to walk up just to get some mid-harpies as the Thanatos, and it's just not an option. And backs go off. Now back over to the duo lane is where we have to go. And Foxy has stepped up a decent bit here. I know you want to kind of see, like, hey, I don't want the minion wave to get all the way to where I'm at, but I'd be a little bit afraid here. Halo Gamer's been fairly aggressive here in the lane, and honestly, it's going to lead you into a portion of, you know, I have to worry about getting ganked and killed. The buffs are pulled here. McLovin's there pulling the buffs. There's the River's Rebuke. Honestly, who else is here? Chef's Cooking is just standing by, waiting for the push to come through. Buffs are confirmed by Feed for Speed, so now no console players need to find their way out. Great jump in by Foxy here, but there comes the Persephone ult. It goes through the uprights. It misses. It would have absolutely just confirmed a kill there, but here's the deal. Chef's Cooking's to jump off that horse a little bit too soon, and Chef's Cooking picks up a kill on the Foxy Grandpops to trade 1-for-1. But for now, Chef is Cooking is living. But for how long is the question? Seems like they will not get aggressive on the purple buff like I thought they may. Back over on the solo side, though, Steven is Fire now with a 3-level lead on the Double Mumbo. Double just not having the best time here on this Mulan. And just has to, you have to get the farm, but you just have to be careful here. Tainted, Bancroft's online. Not sure if it's going to be a Spear of the Magus or Spear of the Deso here for the Hades. I guess there's a couple other options. I don't know if you need the Mark, but maybe you do. Maybe you go the Spear of the Magus just for the extra lifesteal in the Mark, because that damage is going to be insane. Spear of the Deso is going to give you that cooldown, though. So I think overall, that plays off pretty well. Now we wait. I mean, it's a 3-level difference here, and Steven Fire having, you know, a great time here on the Hades, and just, you get right back to lane, but you're already under half health, and if you don't play it right, you could end up dying. Meanwhile, over on the duo side, Halo Gamer now looking at Foxy Grandpops, a level lead here. The support's ahead of the ADC, and that's never something you want to see for any team here. If the support's ahead, it's going to be a bad time for the enemy team. Halo Hawk dives, Valkyrie takes a spill again. But now, honestly, who else dives in, looking for a kill? Can they find Halo Hawk? There's the ultimate to get out. Mystic Rush trying to save the lives of the Robin. The Robin turns around, gets the root, and now Choco Wubba is going to turn this around. Honestly, who else takes a spill? McLovin picks up a kill on the Halo Hawk. It is an arena in the mid lane at the moment, but it pays off to be, you know, a nice little exchange. And honestly, getting the kill on Halo Hawk is worth it for Feed for Speed here. Get that shutdown. Already has that Blackthorn working towards what's going to be a Soul Eater here soon. Here's the problem, though. Halo Gamer is menacingly walking around the enemy jungle, and now is this going to dive the tower? Oh my goodness, and just absolutely obliterates Foxy Grandpops. The On Her is not having a good time. It is a 4,100 gold lead here at 8 minutes into the game, a 9-kill difference, and right now, no console players are doing, you know, running it down. I mean, that's what they want to do. They're making sure this Thanatos isn't getting off the ground thus far. 1, 2, and 1. Yeah, you have the kill, but they're keeping the famine alive here for honestly who else. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Valkyrie picks up a kill on Choco Wubba. But Halo Hawk dives in on Valkyrie. Valkyrie ends up taking a spill as well. Back over on the other side of mid lane. Halo Gamer's going in. Not afraid of Foxy Grandpops and honestly who else at all. McLovin's over here. Halo picks up the kill on the Foxy Grandpops who just got back. Just came off the gray screen. And at what cost? The cost of their life yet again. Chef is cooking. Gets to just cook over in the dual lane on their own. There's the Mystic Rush onto honestly who else now. There goes the ult, but it doesn't get to channel fast enough. Halo Gamer picks up the kill onto the Thanatos. And the arena matchup here continues. Deaths galore on the side of Feed for Speed. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. And now it just looks like it's going to be a farm for a little bit and how they want to play this out. Bull Demon is up. That's where we'll be looking. And remember, if you get that buff, it's going to go ahead and show where all the enemy wards are on the map. It means you get to get some free gold and understand where the vision is and where they're planning on warding, which feels pretty good. Over on solo side, Double is doing their best to try to slow down this Hades. I'm assuming the expectation was, hey, we're going to be playing into this Wukong. But that's not how it worked out, okay? You're playing into a Hades who has Tainted, who has Bancrofts, who has Spear of Death, so now building in what's most likely going to be Typhon's Fang. And then after that, you guessed it, I'm assuming at some point, I guess we're not going to see Curse Weaver. I won't get to have the fun times. But Valkyrie jumps in, will pay the price, has to lose the beats, ults to try and do something, but there's nothing to be found. Ultimates are exchanged here. Considering diving is no console gamers, and they decide, hey, you know, Bastions are still up. We can just go ahead and chill. There's things for us to do. We don't have to dive a tower and potentially risk our lives here. But what starts to get pinged out is the Gold Fury, and Gold Fury being on the table is a good thing here because that's, again, going to extend that gold lead. It's already at 5,000, 900 more than what we talked about before. So the faster you extend that gold lead, the better it is because you're going to be able to get a huge difference here in items alone. And we're already seeing it. I mean, the item differences are kind of massive. 2 finished items and already working on those thirds. Hollow Hawk, again, over here on the solo side. Picking up a kill on the double. Double just struggling to get anything online at this point. And they follow Valkyrie over here. Valkyrie trying to make the rotation, but there's nothing to find. Honestly is here. Nenes are under the tower, eating some tower shots, but now Halo Gamer is here, and Halo's going to push out, honestly, who else, into the lane so they can do the damage. And now all 4 members of No Console Gamers are here rushing it down. They don't even need their soul laner. They're going to go directly over to the Gold Fury pit as McLovin is rotating in. Does have that River's Rebuke, could look to make a play, but is going to get zoned out for the time being. And that Gold Fury is going to continue to get pulled at half health now. Here comes Foxy Grandpops, level 11. So still about 2 levels down, but could look to ult and make a play on this Gold Fury. Not being zoned out here is the On Her eating a ton of damage, though. Hollow Hawk is doing so much. There's the River's Rebuke. Persephone ults on the other side. Chef is cooking, picks up the kill. Choco Wubba picks up the other. And now McLovin just has to retreat. Honestly, who else makes the dive in, gets the execute. But No Console players are just going to walk back. They're just going to go, cool, guess what? Ults are down. And this Gold Fury should be free now. Obviously, McLovin could make a steal here. Honestly, who else looking, hovering behind? That Nene is going to get thrown over there. Can they get the steal? Feed for Speed, steal the Gold Fury. And that has to feel good here. That deficit was quite large. Honestly, who else is going to take the spill? But the Gold Fury is worth it. McLovin dying too would not be ideal. Beacon has spawned. Beacon will be what Feed for Speed goes to look at, and they will find it. So Feed for Speed maintain their gold lead. They don't lose really anything off that. Obviously, the Gold Fury just pushes them farther ahead, but it's not something they had to get. Beacon goes the way of No Console Gamer, or No Console players. Now at 19 kills here in 13 minutes. And if you're Feed for Speed, you're like, okay, we stole the Gold Fury. Now we got to slow it down. We got to find a way to fight and farm off this game is what we need to do. But I don't know how easy that's going to be. Steven is fire, was pushed up, not aware where Double was. Double will get to back for now. It looks like they're going to look over here, try to go ahead and clear this Bull Demon one more time before fire spawns. But no, they're going to find, honestly, who else in the jungle has to go up in that depth for above. Looks like it might be an aggressive play back down. I don't think that's the move. Crashes in on the blue, but guess who's here? Steven's here, picks up a kill onto that Thanatos. Meanwhile, the rest of Feed for Speed are making their way over. They're looking to see, can they make a play towards this Bull Demon? And McLovin's stepping up, throwing out the damage. I have no idea who stole it because, you know, Spectator doesn't work here. I'm assuming No Console players confirmed that, though. I don't think that was enough damage or the right timing there by McLovin. McLovin getting ran down now and will die to Halo Hawk, who is on fire. 9, 1, and 5 on the Robin. And meanwhile, over in the duo side, Chef is cooking. And Chef is cooking's about to get a tier 1 tower. Maybe more. Oh, Purpose Aegis for the ult. And there it is. Auto, goodbye. Doesn't care about the tower shots. It's going to go ahead and pick up that tier 1 tower on the left-hand side. And that build is feeling pretty good right now. 4-0 and 3 for the Hachi Man. XE already online, working towards your next itemization here. But Chef is out here absolutely cooking. Cooking what? We don't know. But whatever it is, it's good. Undefeated in that duo lane right now, 4-0 and 3. Meanwhile, Steven also 3-0 and 3. 2 deathless players for No Console Gamers. And now they get to chill. I mean, the builds looking at here, I mean, the Wukong mid is the most surprising pick that we get to see here. Bluestone into that Yoden's getting that cooldown going, and then picking up the Brawler saying, hey, we're going to make sure the anti-heal's there for the Yamoja, for the Thanatos, for the Mulan, even the On Her. I mean, everybody picking up those lifesteal items or has, you know, healing in their kit, and they're shutting that down. Choco's stepping up here, just trying to see if it can bait anybody into doing something that would cost them, you know, maybe a relic or a life, who knows? And Heartseeker online here has to be feeling pretty good on the mid Wukong. Honestly, stepping up and might end up finding out, but for now will walk away. Doesn't have to meet Halo Gamer in the jungle and get pushed into a place they don't want to be. And there's not much up to do right now. There is fire, but I don't think either team is looking to pull fire. No Console players will if they can get 2 picks. If they get 2 picks, fire is open, but we'll see how that ends up working out here. Honestly, who else is over here to try to confirm the blue buff? I don't know that Steven plans on letting that happen. Dashes in, blinks. There's the ultimate. Honestly, who else has to ult out? Double coming in, but 4 levels down. What can you do? Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we have a Gold Fury spawning, so this Primal will go in favor of No Console players. McLovin trying to step up, but there's no way that that's going to be allowed. Choco says absolutely not. Gold Fury pretty much free 99 for No Console players. Hollow went over. Oh my goodness, Double Mumble picks up a kill on the Steven. Nice shutdown, but had to have the help of Valkyrie, so they're each getting a little bit out of that one. And that's huge for the side of Feed for Speed. But they lose a Gold Fury for it, so while you might gain some confidence for finally taking out the solo, I don't know if that's enough to warn off the Gold Fury plus the little bit of a buff you're going to get going here. Meanwhile, Valkyrie over here in the jungle, kind of quietly walking around, making sure not to draw too much attention here. We do see good wards from both teams around the Gold Fury pits, but No Console players are the only ones with a ward on the Fire Giant. So that's something to watch out for here as far as the Vision battle. Tier 1 tower being aggressed upon here by Feed for Speed. Now 7,800 gold down. And here comes Hollow Hawk. Hollow looking to make a play here, and honestly, at level 17, can kind of do whatever they want. But for now, we will go watch the battle of duo lane members. Maybe not. Does Hollow go in? I was like, if Hollow 1v3s, Hollow's a mad lad, and I respect it. Beacon is up. The members of Feed for Speed are here, and they're looking to try to just keep no console players off this, but no console players are kind of baiting, standing back, waiting for them to aggress upon this point so they can turn it around. All 5 members are over here in mid. They're just kind of spread out. Beacon will go the way of no console players. Pyro spawning soon. Fire is still up, and there is what they needed. Steven blinks in and gets ults and more for the troubles, but there goes the Persephone ultimate. Gets all the members in it, and that's huge, but Hollow Gamer says hello and puts him down. Steven Fire picks up a kill as well. Choco has that clone just dashing in, but like I said earlier, if they got 2 picks, they might look towards a Fire, but it looks like they'll get a tier 2 and then make their way over to the Fire Giant pit. And this is going to be a nice little power spike here for no console players. Do they pull Pyro first? They do pull Pyro first here. Maybe Fire Giant's not on the menu. I'm assuming it is. Steven is going and zoning the Mulan for now. So Double is getting zoned out. But it looks like Bax will just go ahead and get channeled here. They're going to let the Fire Giant wait for another day. They don't want to get too aggressive and throw a lead. Which is, I respect that. Double wishing there was a blue buff there. Meanwhile, Valkyrie over in the mid lane on this Persephone has had a couple good ultimates, but the team hasn't been able to capitalize off of them. Right now, no console players. More kills than minutes on the board. Has to be feeling pretty good. And right now, we're going to farm. I'm assuming no console players are probably, again, going to look for a pick or 2 before pulling Fire. Chef is cooking almost over to level 20. We already have Steven already upgraded the Tainted. Goes into the Tainted Breastplate, so making sure you have a 50% anti-heal on that item alone. Then getting that, Bancroft's Claw. Going to give that shield. Soul Gem, Typhon's Fang. Lots of lifesteal. Has the cooldown. Feeling pretty good if you're the Hades. It's going to be hard to kill, because guess what? The only person... Actually, there's 2 people with anti-heal right now on the side of Feed for Speed, but it's your Thanatos and your Persephone. Persephone's hitting a lot of people, making use of it. I'm not Thanatos probably having a little bit of a hard time to get it onto more than 1 target at a time, but the anti-heal is there a little bit. And now we wait as it's the Dance of Fire. Steven is back here looking to fight as many members of Feed for Speed as will come over. Choco's going to respond to it. And there's the ultimate. That Pillar of Agony goes and takes down 1. They respond with the ultimate, but is it going to be enough here? It is. Valkyrie in absolute trouble now, has to beat Aegis. Nice pull by Double. But here comes Halo Hawk, and Halo Hawk puts him down. Steven takes the spill, but that's okay for now. It's a 1v2. They still are on a Fire Giant. Fire Giant looking to go the way of no console players, and it will. There's no response that's going to be in time by Feed for Speed. Meanwhile, Choco getting ran down a little bit here. Has to be a little bit careful. Foxy Grandpops is around. Could it lead to a kill? Not so sure, but was there just in case. Next thing on the map here is going to be this Oni Fury, which is going to provide those waves. Going to be a little bit more powerful, allow that shove down that you may want. Other than that, we're seeing almost completed builds here by no console players. I mean, we're getting upgraded relics. We have upgraded starter items. We have full itemization. Besides, we're missing an item for each player. But overall, upgraded glyphs. It's feeling real good right now. Halo is still at 10, 1, and 7. Meanwhile, Chef is absolutely cooking here. Undying is the ADC of no console players, which just says so much about not just Chef's positioning, but the team structured around him. Beads by Foxy Grandpops, so that's going to be his life most likely. There's the slow, and the cudgel puts him down, sends him to the gray screen, and now they're going to look towards a tier 2 tower here. Honestly, trying to run away from Steven, and honestly might find the way out here, but has to blink, and there it is. Oh, but they use the Valkyrie's ult to try to save and maybe turn around some damage, but isn't going to be able to find it. In fact, that's the ult you need here on the Phoenix. You want that Persephone ultimate to slow them down, and now that it's expunged, and I'm pretty sure they know about it, This is the dive call automatically. There's nothing to dissuade them from going in. River's Rebuke, not up. Now they will dive. There's Choco on the backside of this, looking for Valkyrie, and will push them out. The Phoenix is gone, but meanwhile, Steven's diving the Titan room as well. Steven will find Valkyrie. McLovin has to walk away. Double gets a pull, but at what cost is the question for now. But the mid bird is the one being looked at here. River's Rebuke is back up. Double has ult as well. There's the River's Rebuke. Can you do anything with it? It just keeps him off for now. Chef is still back there cooking about 60% health. Choco, a little bit lower than that, but not by much. Looks like a tier 2 tower is what's going to be looked at here by no console players. No console players want to put this game to an end sooner rather than later. Here at 24 minutes, still more kills on the board for them than minutes in the game, which is pretty impressive. They've been able to hold up this pace. But it's a Pyromancer and a Beacon call here by no console players. They say, hey, we got what we wanted. Let's not get too greedy. Pyromancer goes their way. Beacon will also go their way at no contest of Feed for Speed. And now they're going to back and start finishing out some 6 items. Steven running around here, stepping up, making sure that minion wave's all the way pushed up in mid, and is also going to look towards these buffs over here on the right side of the map. Said, hey, there's a red buff here. That seems kind of nice. There's nothing else to take on the map, so why not? Foxy might be caught out. Pillar Agni's good. There's the ultimate. Steven, about the same health, but Steven has way more lifesteal here. Valkyrie stepping up, finds Choco, which might work out for now, but the defense is going to have to be pretty magnificent here. Fire should be falling off here relatively soon for no console players, so that might keep them from aggressing now. Steven already teleported in. They're just waiting for the Hades to make it back. That Polynomicon is online, along with Hollow having Erendite online now. That chase down by the Raven is going to be just absolutely magnificent. 2 Phoenixes still stand. And it looks like they're trying to see if they can catch them stepping out into the jungle here, maybe too far in the lane. Thus far, it's just not happening. But here comes Feed for Speed. Feed for Speed are stepping up. Can no console players catch them is the question. For now, no, but Fire will be spawning again soon, but it's only going to be 26 minutes in the game. It's not going to be enhanced. It's just going to be a normal Fire. And Steven will play the role of keeping out Feed for Speed. Just being kind of the gatekeeper to the Fire Giant here. Double looking to step up, hits the grapple, but isn't going to be worth it. Oh, there's a River's Rebuke. Steven's going in. Pillars of Agni's channeled, and he's eating away the health of McLovin. There goes, honestly, who else? And that Thanatos ult, it was aggressive, and the payment is there in dividends as Hollow puts them down. Double is in trouble here. Choco almost takes the spill, goes up into the somersault, and now gets a little bit of health and leaves, but this is the opening they needed. They get a person off the board, and ultimates. So now they can sit here, and they can wait for a Fire Giant. A 15,000 gold lead is going to get this a little bit further along here with this Fire Giant. Hollow, Steven, we're waiting in the jungle menacingly around the corner, seeing if anybody would step up. Feed for Speed said, nah, I'm good. We do see them pushing up waves, though. They're trying to keep these waves pushed up, mount a defense here. They are down, but not out yet. I mean, this gold lead, absolutely massive. But that's not going to keep them from mounting a defense here. They have the ultimates for it. This River's Rebuke, awesome. I mean, it just shuts down a whole entire area. That, along with Valkyrie on this Persephone, the ults have been pretty good thus far. This has not been capitalization off of them. There's been a few just kind of missed opportunities, but overall, there's an options for defense. But even with a defense, they would need another, I don't know, 15-ish minutes to be able to turn around. They have a lot of towers to eat through just to get the defense off of that Titan. Gold Fury goes the way of no console players. I don't think that's too surprising. Weakened left side Phoenix is where they'll decide to go this time around. Steven Fire invading the speed buff here. And where is Hollow coming from? Right from behind. There's the Pillar of Agony. Goodbye, honestly. Beads ages off Foxy. Foxy might be the next one to take a spill. Has to ult to try to channel out the CC. Can't do it. Valkyrie gets aggressed upon too, but they need to take the bird. There goes the bird. There's 3 players down for Hollow. The Divine is there. 13, 1 in 10 is the Robin, who is now just in the fountain trying to get a kill. Fight the Titan is what they must do. Choco in the fight had his was in the fountain there as well for a second. No console players take game number 1 of this set in a pretty dominating fashion. 20,000 gold lead in under 29 minutes has to feel pretty good. All right, a pretty dominant performance here by no console players. I mean, 6 deaths across the board. And the thing is like, you can't just ban them off all these gods. So Feed for Speed have their work cut out for them here. Obviously, the Thanatos did not pan out. And that was the Feast or Famine pick. I think you have to be very careful about locking a pick like that in without the follow-up. Sadly, the Anhur didn't pan out either. The Anhur 0-8 and 1 here. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board here and really think about it. I think they kind of gotten beat in the picks and bans in some ways. This Hades was a nice just kind of way to end out the draft for no console players. I mean, the Sung Wukong was absolute bait and they fell for it. Looking at the damage here, I mean, 27k here from the Hades is an absolute problem. Does it get banned next game? We'll have to see. But let's head into game number 2. Game number 2 does not have picks and bans. I think they had to remake the lobby. So we won't know what got banned, but obviously we'll be able to tell some information by what gets picked. So we'll hop into game number 2 right now. And see what got locked in. What's feeling good, you know? All right. So let me update this real quick. All right, no console players get Toth, Thanatos, Mulan, Hachiman, and Kuzumbo. So they're taking away what the other team had last game. And I think that's kind of funny. On the other side, Feed for Speed going Kerberos, Discordia, Jingchen, Thor, Apollo. I'm actually... Discordia is a pick that I expected to see game number 1, in all honesty. So I'm happy to see it here. Hopefully it pans out a little bit better. Obviously, Ultimate's kind of the same way to fire as the Persephone ult, so it's going to be a little bit easier with that golden apple. But the passive is what could pay dividends here, and we'll have to see, does that, you know, play a factor and play out well here for Feed for Speed. Game number 1 dominated by no console players, and I imagine they want to enter this game in the same fashion. These picks have to be feeling pretty good. We'll keep an eye on Hollow Hawk, who had a devastatingly good game on the Robin pick, and obviously if you can feast on this Thanatos, it can do the same type of thing. Halo Gamer just being able to get this Kuzumbo again makes me really curious about what the bans were before the remake. I think Robin was probably banned, so that's why we're seeing the Thanatos here. But if a Guardian was banned, I'm curious to see who it was, because interesting times. All right, let's get over here in the jungle, and then we'll set up everything in just a second. I should leave it on wards placed. Oh, I forgot to check wards placed last game. I didn't get to, like, pick on anybody for not placing wards. But wards looked pretty good last game, so I'm hoping they were pretty good. All right, there we go. Waiting for Halo to connect here. That way we can organize the right side of this, or else it will reset everything, and then that's big sad. There we go. All right, now we fast forward. Boop, boop, boop. There's a pause. Ooh, memento. Doo-doo. All right, slight differences at the start here. This time we're going to see both ADCs go for something other than arrow. Foxy going for this Death Toll. Nice to have that mana sustain. Meanwhile, Chef is going to have the Cow. So that's going to be feeling pretty good. Same lineup for our supports as last game. And then we see Valkyrie going the Sands of Time. Wants that cooldown on the Discordia. Going to be feeling pretty good here. Meanwhile, the Conduit Gem on Choco. Curious to see how the Mage goes after the beautiful Sung Wukong mid pick from the previous game. Other than that, pretty standard pickups here. Conduit Gem for the Kerberos could be absolutely humongous. Meanwhile, let's go back and see what's going on in the mid lane. Valkyrie able to clear the wave and not have to take any damage here is pretty massive. No deaths yet. Big dubs, because I think we saw a death about a minute and a half in last time. So if we make it through the next 30 seconds, it's probably a big feels good here. Steven playing absolutely aggressive over on the solo side, too, with the Mulan. He's able to step up. Double a little bit healthier this time, but ticking over to level 3 is Steven. And Steven trying to get aggressive here and trying to go for the first blood, but doesn't get it. Picks up a kill, but it's going to be Choco Wubba with the first blood on the Toth in the mid lane. Meanwhile, over on duo side, McLovin in trouble here, but Foxy turning good, some damage. Able to turn it around like they wanted to and poke out Halo and Chef. Chef just standing back for now, waiting to regen some health before going back up. That shield buff has spawned, so they will go for it. Feed for Speed are like, hey, we can't let the game get out of hand as quickly as we did last time, so contesting the buff here has to feel pretty good. There's the Nene. Nene gets the dash out of the Apollo. Which Nene can be absolutely annoying. That dumb turtle could do so much to you. Halo getting a great push on the Foxy here. Here comes Honestly. Who else? Honestly throws up the wall, but it doesn't connect. Now Halo could be in a little bit of trouble here. So could Chef. Halo trying to walk away and Will with about 15% HP. Meanwhile, Chef is absolutely cooking, trying to live, but doesn't. Halo goes in, picks up a kill, returns it 1 for 1, but will take a spill here. There's no way the Kuzumbo lives. There it is. McLovin picks up the kill. Meanwhile, over on the right side of the map, Hollow looked for a game, can't find it on the double, will end up backing, and in the mid lane, there it is, channeled away. Choco puts him down, sends him to the gray screen, and says, hey, welcome to the lessons. Here's the book if you want to read it. Oh my goodness, threw the book at him. It is absolutely devastating here in the mid lane thus far. Good news is, there's 2 kills on the board for Feed for Speed, and that's, you know, a third of what they had last game. So already feeling pretty good is Feed for Speed in the early game. Steven looking to keep it aggressive over on the solo side, was able to mount a pretty huge lead in game number 1 so far. Not able to do the same thing here in game number 2, but I think that's pretty justifiable. If it was, it would be devastating to the mental of Feed for Speed. So there's the ultimate. Oh, and the jump, trying to throw him under the tower. Good turnaround, though. But here comes Steven. Steven getting that grapple in the pool and crashing down by Hollow. There it is. Death from above is the execute. Honestly, who else is now channeling, looking to slam down? Can you dunk onto the target you want? There's the dunk. Oh, no. Caught Hollow, and Hollow's going to actually fall down here. Should be a trade, though. Steven trying to catch up with Honestly, and Honestly is going to get out. Little to no HP, is going to be able to find a way out here pretty massive to make it just a 1-for-1 trade over on the solo side and not lose much more than that. Valkyrie still getting aggressed upon here by Choco, fires the book down and doesn't end up getting the kill.
What did we ever do
But holy, the TKO is going to feel just as good at this point into the game. And now over on the duo side, the duo lane is fighting it out here. We love to see it. You know, getting close to 5 minutes in the game. Both supports are still here. The ADCs boxing it out. The question is will a jungle make a rotation over to try to make a difference here? And for now, no. So back over in the mid lane, they will start fighting again. Choco hiding around the corner here. Trying to catch that root. Won't find it for now. Honestly, around the corner. Looking for a wall. Can't find it. That wall just giving that extra damage. Oh, the strife off the mark is a big feels bad here. That will be the end of that case. And it's looking like it might be a little bit of a fight over these mid-harpies. Valkyrie around the corner, trying to find the damage. Finds nothing on the Choco. Choco firing off some damage. Connects a little bit. And now the harpies go in favor of Feed for Speed. But it's the gold lead for no console players right now that we have to keep a watch on. About 2,100 gold. And last game, they pushed it. As soon as they got a gold lead, they just kept running it down. No console players do not play around with that. Halo Gamer looking at Foxy and saying, yeah, we're both level 6. I'm a Kuzumbo. Come meet me in the middle of the lane. Seems like that's not going to be the case. Halo will, you know, walk away for now, but Foxy going to have to deal with some more nays. Oh, here comes a gank by Hollow. And Hollow will have ult here. If they can get a push or a fight over these back camps, this could be massive. McLovin pulled the green buff back, and they will confirm that, but the purple buff is gone. And now it's Halo Gamer looking to play with Halo over here. Honestly, dives in the mid lane, so Choco is in a little bit of trouble. There's the wall. It's good. They connect. There's the shutdown, but Valkyrie doesn't see what's coming from above. It's Hollow, and Hollow gets a good bit of damage off. The strife's good by Valkyrie, though. Valkyrie trying to confirm something, but you can't do it because Halo is here, and Halo will put you down. Support makes no difference. The Kuzumbo is just out here to push people and throw turtles around to be an absolute menace. Now they're trying to confirm the kill. Ult's used. Can you get it? Halo still alive. Kuzumbo will finally take a spill here. But I think that's worth. I don't think you were ever mad about that death. That death, I think, feels pretty good here. Chef cooking down these bastions. Already a level lead here in the duo lane. Trying to see, can you find the Apollo? Does Foxy step up a little bit too far as we saw last game? Gets some good damage off there. But now the turnaround there is by Chef. Meanwhile, over on the solo side, McLovin making the rotation over, trying to slow down Steven. Steven with a 2-level lead. We saw this happen in game number 1. Got to slow it down here in game number 2. At least that would be the hope. The jump out by Double. Double Mumble says, not again. And Hollow just previously ends all the aggression and plays there. Now Halo back over on the other side of the map. Aggressing upon the Naga, now looking towards Foxy, but Foxy will leave for the time being, which leaves us with Choco over here in the mid lane, looking towards Valkyrie and saying, hey, do you wanna find out what it's like to get executed by an ult that doesn't have an execute? Honestly, over here. Gets caught out here by Steven, so the blue buff will go the favor here of Feed for Speed. They'll confirm it. But Steven not afraid, still running it down the right-hand jungle. Over in mid, supports are there, jumping around each other. McLovin getting ran at by a Kappa. Overall, nothing too crazy. We see Aussie built this game. I think it's one of the better lifesteal items now. I think with the flat pin on it, has to be feeling pretty good. Meanwhile, it looks like a possible gank and rotation here out of no console players onto the duo lane. Foxy trying to be a little bit cheeky here, but can you find it? Death from above, come crashing down. There's the damage. Oh, it's not exactly what you wanted, but you can confirm it, right? There it is. Hollow picks up the kill. Foxy Grandpops dies again, but honestly, who else comes diving in? Has to beads immediately, but Steven actually used the teleporter to make the rotation, and now the Thor's in trouble. The Thor's gone, and it's 2-0. No console players looking. Can they get a third? Oh, if that connects, but they'd get enough damage off. Can they catch Valkyrie? Not for now, but this is going to open up the Gold Fury for no console players if they choose to go that direction. And I assume that's where they will at least give a glance to. They're going to confirm Harpies and then I guess not walk over there. Maybe a little bit worried about Apollo having ultimate. That can be a little bit frustrating for sure, but they're going to let that one go. Looking at builds, we do have a tablet here by Valkyrie with 5 stacks on it. We'll be keeping track of that throughout the game because if you build it and I'm casting, I'm keeping track. And then, other than that, Jotuns for both the junglers. We do see a Rune Forge early here for Steven Fire, which, I mean, that item's going to pop off. On the other side, Mystical Mail for Double. And Double is really pushed up over here. I think they might be looking to see can they go to the Bull Demon here in a minute. But Hollow is around the corner. It's not going to be an option for them. Honestly, is walking around thinking about it. And now heading to mid, seeing, hey, can I do anything in the answer? No. Gamer here. Gamer says, oh, that chariot, it's for me. Takes out Foxy Grandpops under the tower. This Kuzenbo's been an absolute menace. Can they find McLovin too? I'm not so sure. A lot tankier of a target. But they're going to fire out that damage, and they're going to take this tower. And now McLovin might be in a little bit of trouble. Luckily, that dash was off the mark, and now over on the right side. Double Mumble steps up, finds out. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be like 1 health. Has to ult return, but Steven Fire is there to finish it off. Tower's confirming damage. Great wall here by, honestly, who else? But it gets turned around. Steven puts it down again. You have to avoid the apple. The apple barely off the mark here by Valkyrie. Hits a great strife on the Hollow. Hollow can't stick around for too long, but Steven can heal off this wave if needed, and does. And now Steven in a 2v1 here between McLovin and Valkyrie. How does this pan out? Can they pick up the solo laner of no console players? Feed for Speed are hoping so. Grapple off the mark. Valkyrie in a ton of trouble right now. Strife off the mark. Oh my goodness. There's a great... Oh, the grapple was good. But they're finally able to confirm Steven for a kill here. Feed for Speed, feeling kind of good about that after how, you know, that fight went over time. Obviously, Bull Demon King went the way of no console players. So again, they walk out with more. Yeah, you lose one, but like we gained for it. And they're looking at their, you know, 4,700 gold lead, and they're pretty happy about it here at 12 minutes. Now, Feed for Speed does have as many kills as they had all last game, so they have to feel pretty good about that. They're doing a little bit better on that front, but they have to get rid of the bleeding here of losing objectives and just being behind in gold. They have to find a way to deal with it. And Beacon might be a good way to start, but it's going to become a 4v3 very quickly. Honestly, gets a great wall off on the Steven, but I don't know if they're too bothered by that. They just want to be able to stand on this Beacon. There is the apple fired on the Chef, and it does literally nothing to the Hachiman here, besides maybe, you know, tickle him a little bit. And now those towers are going to eat some damage. The tier 1 tower and solo actually falls. And now we could get a fight over here on the right side. Double getting aggressed upon here by Halo. Halo almost the same level as the soul laner from Feed for Speed. The support is going hammy-salami here today. McLovin diving in. So is, honestly, Valkyrie's there. They have to be able to convert some type of damage, right? Steven just walks out scotch-free. And now Halo's in the air. Halo looking to dive. Who's it going to be upon? It's going to be upon McLovin because Choco hits him with the ult. It says, hey, take this book, puts him into execute range, and the dive down was perfection here by the duo and mid laners of no console players. You couldn't ask for a better play. And now the Bull Demon King will respawn again. It's going to go in favor of no console players. Meanwhile, Double trying to get out. Can he get out is the question. There's the ultimate. It's going to be with a jump. Maybe no, not this time. Saving the jump for later, but the grapple's good. The damage, not enough. Honestly, picks up a kill over in duo with the 2v1 onto Chef, but Chef says that's fine because we got Bull Demon King, and then we went and picked up Double as well under the tier 2 tower. Tier 1 tower in mids looking to fall here soon. If any of these minions even look at it funny, it will fall down. The Thor stalking the prey, trying to find the Toth, but for now will not find it. Honestly, who else now? Changing their conviction to maybe look towards this gold camp and more. But Halo Gamer now walking their way over to Duo Lane, and they're spotting out Foxy Grandpops. And Foxy Grandpops is the same level. Get pushed through the wave there. There's the Serenade to slow it down, but it's not enough right now. Foxy Grandpops is lower health than Halo. Halo finally turns it around once McLovin shows up, but I don't know. Here comes, honestly, who else? Thor trying to get in the game here now, too. If they can get anybody over here to help Halo or just go and take Pyro, it's worth it. Halo still alive. Ults decides, hey, I can be a little bit of a menace, is able to get out now. We should see an ult channel here by McLovin. We do. The washing machine comes through. Can you confirm the damage? No. Halo pushes McLovin back in. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Choco picks up a kill on the Valkyrie. But all of that wasted in duo. You don't find anything. In fact, you lose something. This is big. No console players say, hey, cool, we win this. We get a Pyro out of it. No one died on our side. You're the one that lost a mid laner, and this is coming out of hand. You're talking about an 8,200 gold lead, and the level leads are there too. 2 levels in solo, a level in jungle, 2 levels in mid, a level in support, and a level in carry. I mean, it's devastating. This is what we saw in game number 1. It's not as total destruction as we saw in game number 1, but no console players have just been dominant in their performance between game 1 and game 2. Okay, Chef is really cooking. Chef's doing some me stuff right now. Look at this. Keen Blade and Charge Bow. Love it. And you put those together, and you don't get a tier 3 item. But, you know, we can dream. We can dream. Gold Fury still hasn't been looked at yet. They will finally be looked at here 16 minutes in the game, and no console players are going to step up and look like take it pretty much uncontested here. There's the confirmation. McLovin steps up and now gets rooted. There's the washing machine. It's not going to be enough. There is the combination of Choco and, you know, getting to execute range. That way, Hollow can just finish it off. Oh, Valkyrie. Not where you want to be. Chef going to eat that ultimate, but it's not going to do enough. Valkyrie has to Aegis. Here comes the crashing in. The chariot crashing down from Foxy. Chef is cooking, picks up Valkyrie. Meanwhile, Steven takes a spill there to Honestly, but it's okay. Chef is cooking here, looking to see can he confirm any more damage. Here comes the teleport from Double. Double trying to get aggressive in this mid lane fight. Isn't going to be able to find it for now, but does dissuade them from stepping up any further. And now, no console players will back and spend their dividends. That 9,000 gold lead has to be feeling pretty good at the moment. The next thing on the menu is going to be this Fire Giants. You just have to get some picks to set it up. And right now, the vision across that part of the map is not great. You have one ward towards the blue of Feed for Speed, and it's their own ward. There's nothing else. So we're going to see what no console players decide to do here. Do they decide that they want to push something? They know Foxy Grandpops can split push here. Foxy Grandpops doesn't have ultimate for now, but has the ability to split push. Double might be in a little bit of trouble here. Steven ults, confirms the damage. Hollow's here. And now it's just about wasting their time. Double says, hey, I'm here. There's the grapple. There's the crash down. Goodbye. They always put whoever the target is in execute range at the perfect time to come crashing down for Hollow. Hollow having an excellent game here on the Thanatos. 6-1-3 this time around. Tier 2 being aggressed upon. But over on the duo side, we see Chef is cooking on the vision of Honestly, who else? And Honestly crashes down on Chef. There's the Aegis. Here comes the wall, gets some good CC. And now it's about, can you turn around the damage fast enough? Aegis used here on the Thor. The Thor trying to find a way to hammer out, trying to find something. There's the Stripe. The Stripe's good. Chef's in trouble. Chef gets taken out, but not before he can find a kill for himself. The Wash Machine comes spinning through, throws out the targets for now. McLovin gave enough time for the Apollo to get up in the chariot. And the Apollo is going to go where? It's going to go to solo lane as we join a wall for a second. Steven gets dashed upon, but both of them are 3 levels down. I don't know that you want to aggress on this Mulan any more than you have to. But the positioning here, Pyromancer spawning soon. No console players. No, it was a 1-for-1 trade. they might decide to look for something more than a pick here in the next couple moments, but Double gets poked out, and that speed buff does get stolen away here by no console players, and it is going to be a Pyromancer pool almost immediately as it spawns by no console players. You do need to be careful here, though. The Disco is around. The Disco could look for it, but no. McLovin and Valkyrie just play none the wiser here and decide not to step up to the Pyromancer for now. McLovin is around. McLovin now aware of it. Looking to think about going in. Valkyrie's there too. Does Valkyrie decide to throw out the damage? There's the Strife. No console players confirm it. And nothing of too importance was used. Steven in no man's land right now. Gets aggressed upon, but, you know, lives to see another day. Pretty much no one thing to worry about. Buff will be invaded and taken away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're trying to find a way to push down or push any type of damage onto this tier 1 tower. All the tier 1 towers are standing. Only one Bastion is down on the side of no console players. Feed for Speed have to figure this out. 12,000 gold down now. It's not a slowly but surely thing. This gold lead is getting large very quick, and it's going to keep doing so as a Gold Fury is the next asset on the map that no console players are going to go ahead and pull. Primal Fury will help them to shred that gold or the Fire Giant down just even faster than they already will. Pyro now at 50%, and it will end up dropping here. Does honestly make it in time. Honestly, looking for a steal here, it looks like. There's the ultimate charge. Feed for Speed, steal it away with the Thor wall. Honestly, and then gets out. Oh my goodness, is able to get out. That is absolutely insane here by the Thor. Gotta love it. Nice little turnaround play there. That's going to just get rid of some of that gold lead, but not much. Now they have to hope, can they do the same elsewhere on the map? Can they get a pick? Can they stop any of this aggression? But no, they throw down a Pyro Bomb. They get the tier 2 in mid. One tier 2 remaining for Feed for Speed. But look towards the Fire Giant. There are wards all around this by Feed for Speed. They are very aware of where no console players are right now. Choco Wubba out here zoning a little bit. So is Steven. Steven out here in the back line, going in on Foxy. Foxy half health, and they can't step up. They can't find a way in. Honestly, isn't going to have the ult in time. The Fire Giant is slowly but surely falling down about 25% health. Steven goes in. It's basically 1v4 at the moment. Oh, Hollow dives in, somehow avoids the damage. Foxy thought about ulting in, thought about using that ultimate and trying to crash down on somebody, but for now, that is not going to be the case. They will follow Steven around. Steven will head over here, pick up some camps. Looking at the build right now, that Corrupted Bluestone into Flame Forged Hammer is going to be feeling pretty good along with that. Oh my goodness, my brain just stopped. That is not the right name for that item. Holy smokes. Genji's Guard, Glad Shield, and that Fridwin. So going to be proccing a lot of damage to that Flame Forge, which procs based off of your protections. And then on the, we already see the Toth going crazy here. Charon's Obshard is a thing that feels good. Beacon is spawning. I don't know if they are gonna go ahead and agree to wait this out. Go ahead and grab Beacon before pushing down any of the towers here.
Watch your feet.
But I'd imagine left side is where they decide they want to look. Steven will be the one to step up and at least zone for now. Not that I think there's really much to zone. Closest person, oh man, here comes Double. Double trying to make sure to confirm that gold camp. They are trying to, get rid of some of the bleeding there, put a band-aid on it. There's the ult from Double, but Double is going to eat the damage. The Execute Rage is there, but Choco go ahead and finishes that one off. They don't even care about the golden apple. They just laugh it off as the Discordia tosses that one in. They say, okay, thanks, bye. And the tier 2 tower is gone on the left-hand side, and they are going to look towards the Phoenix here. Hollow is a little bit low health, looking for some regen. Probably will find it on the next minion wave that's going to walk up. Honestly, who else is here trying to find a way to zone some of that damage? But it's the mid lane bird that's actually being looked at here. It's where the grouping is by no console players. Nice wall there by Honestly, but honestly, it's not enough. Steven goes in, picks up Foxy Grandpops there. There's the dive in by Honestly, but at what cost? Oh my goodness, dives in and gets deleted. Halo Gamer finishes it off. The Bird's already at 50% health. You have to find a defense here. You have to find a pick if you're Feed for Speed. That is your deal on this defense. If you don't find it, it could be game over sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, you have Hollow going and splitting that wave so they can push down the left-hand bird while they're doing mid-bird. There we go. Stygian Torment channeled. Doesn't find anything. There's no setup followed up by it. And now there goes the washing machine. Can they confirm any damage? The Strife is off the mark. Chef is cooking his low. Chef could be found here. Hollow's in the air. Hollow's going to come crashing down, I assume. No, not on the target with the execute mark. McLovin is low, though. There comes the apple. There comes the chariot. Steven is fire. Can you find something here? Just fighting everybody right now is absolutely insane. 1v3, about to be 1v4. Steven is not only just 1v5 now, oh my goodness, almost finds a kill on the Foxy Grandpops, which would have been devastating for Feed for Speed just at that point. To be that heavily in charge of the fight and to take a spill would be just tragic. But now, backing, working on finishing some builds as No Console players. They have the lead. 16,000 gold ahead. Oni Fury is up. Oni Fury has to be being looked at here by Feed for Speed. And it is. Oni Fury will try to help alleviate a little bit of that push. The Raven Ward came flying over. They are very well aware what Feed for Speed are doing now. Choco channeling that ultimate and says, go ahead, drop it down low enough for me. He fires the ult a little bit early. It doesn't confirm the damage, but now Feed for Speed confirmed the Oni Fury, but not only that, Honestly dives in, gets a great ult in onto Chef, but now all of Feed for Speed is retreating. They say, we don't want to fight this right now. We're not capable of doing it. We just wanted that for the defense. Honestly falls. Double stain for some damage on the green buff. But at what cost? So far, the cost is nothing. Hollow's in the air. McLovin is so low. Valkyrie, goodbye. Welcome to the gray screen. And welcome to game number 2 for No Console players going their way. It's a 3v5 in the Titan room, and you can only imagine where this is going to go. There's the pull by Steven. All 5 members go in. Grant Foxy decides to live for now, has to retreat to the fountain. Titan, 50% health. This is game number 2. No Console players takes this set in a 2-0 sweep. That was quick. 28 minutes and 26 minutes. That's less than an hour set, homies. I mean, maybe an hour with the picks and bans. All right, I gotta see who placed wards. Oh, look at that. Okay, everybody's placing wards. Good stuff. We love to see it. Yeah, that you pick Disco and hopefully set up a good use of Disco passive, but like. The damage is just too much. They just could not sustain it. They have to figure out how to, like, if you are Feed for Speed, you have to find a way to deal with the early game, because No Console players are playing super hard in the early game, and then they're just pushing that lead in the mid and late, and you just can't even do anything about it. So they have to find a way to stop the early game. Hopefully they can do that over the course of the season. It's only week 3. They have plenty of time to do that. But yeah, that's tonight's set here from Albion Giants Smite, Week 3 Ferendum Division. No Console players take the victory 2-0 over Feed for Speed. Thanks for all coming out and hanging out, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're going to hop into some games for a bit and then kind of chill. I think that's going to be the plan. And then I might switch games in a bit, but for now we're going to stay on some Smite, run a couple queues before hopping on to something else and have a good time. If anybody wants to join in, they're more than welcome to. If you're not following, you want to drop a follow, feel free to do so. We are slowly but surely